This is Create an App main program. Right now we're in an app called Blackjack, but we want to create a new app. So we're going to click on Program in the red stripe. Now we're going to go over here to the blue box that says Create a New Application and click on it. Now all the names have been taken away and all the programs have taken away. This is a brand new app. Well, we're going to go down here to Program Names. We're going to come up here and we're going to give it the name Colorful. First, I'm going to enter the instructions for the main program. I'm going to do that by coming over here, and usually I'll be clicking on this yellow line here that says click for a new instruction line. I'm going to click there. Then I'm going to tell it what I want to put there. I'm going to go over here to the list of possible actions, and the one I'm looking for is branch of equal. There it is, branch of equal. Then I'm going to pick one of these registers down here, global register explanation. And I'm going to say if it's equal to a 1, here I clicked over here to give it a value, a 1. I'll enter that 1 in that position. And then I will skip over here and give it a label AA. Now, where do I position this instruction? Well, I want to put it above exit. So I come over here to my choices, and one of them is above. That is above the yellow highlighted line. So I click above. There's my instruction. Next, I want to set that register explanation G to 1. So I'm going to click here again, and I'm going to say set, and that register again, explanation G, to the value of 1. I enter that. Now this time I'm going to want that below that line, so I'm going to say below. Alright, now I have 2 instructions. The next thing I'm going to do is set the active color. So I want to enter a new line, and down here is CLR, which stands for color. I'm going to set the active color to a dark gray. I'm going to put a number in, and I'm going to make that color 111, enter. Now I want to put that below the previous line, so I'm going to click below. Now next, I'm going to set up the control registers for making a rectangle. So I'm going to say another instruction. First thing I want to do is set how tall the rectangle is. Well, I have to go to the control register T. The control registers are always marked in green, and here's the T. That's for tall. I don't want to enter a name here, but I am going to put a value over here of 410. And I put that below. Well, the next thing I want to do is do a set for how wide. I'm going to come over here and click on this line under Update. So now it gives me a set instruction, which I can just change the values in. Instead of TM, I want how wide it's going to be, WM. And here I can click where the number is and say I want the number to be 1010. Alright, and where do I want to put that? Below this I'm not really updating the line even though I clicked on update. I want this line below there. Alright, now I have how tall and how wide. Now I need the XY position. Again, I'll just click here like I'm updating. See, here I'm underneath the heading called update. So instead of clicking up here where it says click on a new instruction line, I pretend that I'm updating this line, but I'm going to change this to XM for an X position, and I'm going to make its value 0. Enter that, and I'm going to put it below the other line. Now I want to make YM 0 also, so again I'm going to click over here under update, and all I have to do is change that to YM, there, YM, and then say put that below that line. Well, now we know how tall, how wide, and the XY position. Well, next we're going to tell it that we want this on a different canvas. So we're going to click on here. We're going to come down here where you change your canvas. And we're going to change the canvas number to 1. And we'll put that line below there. Next, we're going to do our rectangle fill. So we're just going to add a line. Rectangle fill is over here, RECF. And we're going to put that below. So now we have that set up. The next thing it says is we need to do is we got to change our canvas back to canvas 2, which is the normal canvas. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go back down to the action I can, and I'm going to change it to 2. And I'm going to put that below there. That is the canvas you normally use, so if you switch to another canvas, make sure you move it back to canvas 2. Well, now we're going to set up some values that we want for colors. Well, what we're first going to do is make names for the colors. So we're going to come down here to variable names. And we're going to click on variable names. And it gives us 60 possible variable names we can have. And it set the cursor here to the first one. And that's what I'm going to put there. First, color. Now I know that I want 3 colors, so I might as well name them all now. So I'm going to go to the next one and call it second color. Going to go to the next one and call it third color. Up. I should have put a hyphen between the words. So I'm going to go back here, put the hyphen, and to this one. It's best to have it one continuous name. Alright, then I'm going to enter that. So now I have names that I can use to refer to values. And they're ones called variables. I'm going to give the first one a value of 700. I click up here to get a new line, and I say set, and then its name, and look, down here now where the variables are those names I created. So I'm going to say first color, I want set to the value of 700. And I put that below the yellow line. Now I'm going to set up another color. That is the second color. I'm going to make it value 6922. Well, again, I'm going to just come here and say I'm updating that one. Come here, say I'm changing the name to second color, and then I'm going to come over and put in, I'm going to set it to 6922. 6920, whoop, already had a value in it, so I have to zero that out. Then I'm going to put in 6922, and I'm going to put that below. Well, now I'm going to do the third number. Well, this time I think I'm just going to create a new line since I made that little mistake there, and I'm going to say set the third color to 5722. 57, whoops, go back again, 5722. And I'll put that below the line. Now we have the three color variables we made set to values. Alright, go to the next line. Now we're going to make an instruction xm equals 10. So I'm going to say I want a new line. But this line I want to have a label AA. Then I'm going to say set xm, here it is, to 10. That's the control register for the exposition. Well, I put that below the highlighted yellow line. Now up here at the top it no longer tells me that I had a go to AA without a label AA. Up to this time it's been complaining about that up here. Well, now we're going to go to another line, and we're going to set our YM. We're going to set it to 30. And we're going to put it below. Now we're going to select a font. We're going to go to our line, and we're going to come here and we find the action of font. And we're going to set it to 422. And we're going to put it below. Then we're going to set the color to be used. New line. Come down here. There's color. We're going to set the color. Going to set it to 990. 990. And we're going to put that below. Well, now we're going to put text on the screen. So, going to ask for another line. We're going to come down and find where the text action is. There it is. Ask us for how many characters of text we want. But we're going to mark it with a vertical bar, so we're just going to pretend it's 100. But that's not how many characters it's going to put on the screen. And where's the page where this data is going to be? And we're going to say that it's page A. That's one of the app pages that will be saved with the application. So we click on page A. Here is page A, and it's already in the upper left-hand corner, and we're going to put their color mixer. See? I type their color mixer and put 2 vertical bars. When it goes to put this text on the screen, it will stop when it sees the first vertical bar. Alright, I enter that. Oh, I made a mistake. I got to go back to that. When you're done typing it in, you must put the cursor at the beginning of the text you want. There. This will be better. Now when I exit, it's going to say page A, offset 0. The beginning of the page. Now we'll put that below. Now I'm going to tell it to use note 1. So I'm going to add another line, and I'm going to come over here to the action called note and tell it it's supposed to show note 1 in the blue box when it's running this application, and I'm going to put that below. Now there are going to be routines for this application in subprogram 1. Now I'm going to start referring to them. So up here I'm going to say another instruction, and it's going to be a call to subprogram 1 tab 1, and I put that below. Well, I also want it to call subprogram 1 tab 2, so I'm going to just click here, go here, change that 1 to a 2, hit enter, and put that below there. Also, I'd like it to run number 3. So I'll click down here, come up here, say 3, enter, put it below. I'm going to do this again for the other 2. Number 4, put it below, and then there's also a number 5. And I'll put that below there. Those are the 5 routines that can be called by this main program. Now we'll explain what this main program is doing. First, it said, is this particular register equal to 1? If it is, it would go down here to AA. Well, all registers are 0 when the application starts. So when it very first starts, it won't be equal to 1, so it'll continue down here. The very next line, though, sets it equal to 1. So after the first time it comes through the main program, it will be a 1 and will go to AA. But the very first time, it's going to come down here. Setting the color to a dark gray, setting the parameters for this rectangle down here to the full size of the screen. 410 tall, 1010 wide, and then says start the rectangle at the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Then it says change it to canvas number 1, which is the background canvas, and then show this rectangle, filling it with the color dark gray. Then it says put the canvas back to 2 again. That's the normal canvas. Then here are 3 colors. It says set the first color to 700, second color to 6,922, third color to 5,722. And then here's where we go every time we run the main program. It's going to set the X value and Y values to position 1030. Make the font bold, 22 points. Make the color 990, which is yellow. And put the text on the screen saying color mixer. Then it says make note number 1 for the blue box. And then it has the 5 routines that it can run. And then it exits. Well, these routines don't exist because we haven't even made our subprogram yet, but we'll come over here and say create a new subprogram. Now we have subprogram number 1, and here it's showing it. All it has now in it is 1 instruction saying home, but we know there's to be 5 routines in subprogram 1, and at this time we're going to list them. Alright, we're going to go up here, And these routines are going to be in what we call tabs in subprogram 1. So the first thing I want to do is enter a new instruction. That is a tab. I'm going to say tab, and my first one's tab number 1. And then I'm going to say, enter that, put that below that line, the yellow highlighted line. So now we have the first one. Now we're not going to set them up as to what they do. So I'm just going to say, and I want another line, and it's to say home. That means go back to the main program, and it won't be doing anything. Well, now I want to do this 5 more times. Well, now it's these 2 lines, so I'm going to set my green box to that, to here, and then I'm going to come over here where it says, copy the green lines below the yellow line. Well, I want to do that. I want to do that a bunch of times. 3rd one, the 4th one, and the 5th one. But they're not all tab 1. This one is going to be tab 2. And on this time I'm going to click replace. Then I'm going to go this one, make it 3, replace. This one 4, replace. And this one here, notice I'm clicking under update, 5, replace it. So now I have the 5 routines under these tabs which were called by the main program. So I'm going to go down here and click on Colorful Main Program, and down here you saw them. Alright, now we've put a lot of things in this program already, so we want to save it in case something goes wrong. So we're going to come over here and say save the application, and we're going to save it under A. Alright, now we'll take the chance of executing our application. There it is. I made the background a dark gray box, and it put the words Color Mixer in it. Alright, this is the end of Create an App main program.